Welcome to Mimir's Forge. Today we are building Vaders Fortress. Do not be surprised, there are different versions of it in the comics and movies, and I use a bit of each. First, I cut suitable shapes out of polystyrene sheets. These pieces make up the top. I fix them with tape. And then I use Tamiya cement to glue them together. I do the same with the base of Vaders Fortress. Of course, the lower part also has a lid. I drill a hole in it to be able to mount LED strips later. The small openings in the top will be closed. The top is now glued to the base. I use putty to close the gaps in the corners. Turns out I used way too much. All the putty causes me some problems when filing. That won't happen to me again. Here I create the first details. I use 4 mm wide polystyrene strips for this. The first details find their place on the top. Four long strips come to the front of the base. For the back I use 1 by 1 mm polystyrene strip. It looks a bit uneven, but the irregular heights are later obscured by the terrain and lava. This small part is supposed to form a kind of landing platform. Director Krennic can land here and then be insulted by Vader. I want red light shining from inside Vaders Fortress later, as befits a Sith temple. I use a Dremel for this. Then I smooth the milling with a scalpel. A thin stream of lava should flow down the center of the base. So I also make an opening here, so that the LEDs can illuminate the lava. I painted the tower black with a spray can outdoors. I want to diffuse the light of the LEDs a bit. For this I grind an old CD cover. This gives a nice semi-transparent effect. I cut out a piece of it and glue it in the tower. I use super glue for this. I wasn't sure if Tamiya cement would stick to the painted surface. The super glue does its job very well. Now red LEDs come into the tower. I fixed these with hot glue. It's time to take care of the terrain. A thin wooden board forms the base of it. Since I also want to illuminate the lava here, a base must be created to hold the LEDs. At the front, the lava flow becomes slightly thinner than at the back. A single LED strip should suffice. Here I glue the LED strip in place. Now the styrofoam base is glued on. I glued on more styrofoam parts and then I cut off the excess with a much too big knife. I'm temporarily attaching the tower because I want to stick a semi-transparent sheet over the LEDs. However, I need to know where this is to be attached later. Since everything fits, the parts are glued together with Mod Podge. I let that sit overnight before gluing on the bottom terrain. I'm also creating the foundation for the cliffs that frame Vaders Fortress. I add some more terrain here and there to make it look a little bit more natural. After that, I create a base for the terrain of the rear. Since most of the LEDs are attached to the back, this is where all the cables come together. I mark the lava flow area and start laying LED strips. I end up with this result. Not pretty, but it works. Here too, I use a semi-transparent acrylic glass plate. The terrain comes over the plate, again made of styrofoam. I want rocks in the lava flow and I'm going to glue small styrofoam pieces directly into the flow. The batteries for the LEDs should disappear under the model. I use a small base for this. To protect the styrofoam from the heat of the hot glue, I use thick adhesive strips. Then side parts are glued on. Now the terrain is modeled using a mixture of plaster and Mod Podge. I want a rugged terrain befitting a volcanic planet. I added some dark color to the mixture, but that was unnecessary. I can't get around a proper coat of paint. Now I paint a mixture of black acrylic paint and Mod Podge on the terrain. The fresh color looks more grey than black. However, when this has dried, you get a rich black. To emphasize the unevenness of the terrain, I used the dry brush technique with a lighter grey. I paint the riverbed with a mixture of orange paint and Mod Podge. I hoped this will stop bigger leaks when I later make the lava with resin. To create the thin lava flow from Vaders Fortress, I make strips of hot glue I can just peel them off the parchment paper. I glue the best strip to the front with superglue. Then I painted orange. To seal the rivers for the resin, I glue acrylic glass plates with hot glue. I mixed orange-red resin and now fill the rivers. First, the front. Yes, I messed up. However, I was able to correct my mistake and removed the resin from the terrain. And now I fill the rear river. I still draw black stripes through the lava. This will look great later. I do the same on the front. After one night, the resin is dry. I remove the acrylic glass and paint the sides black. This is what the finished model looks like. I'll show a few more shots in dark surroundings in a few moments. If you like what you see and want to do something good for your karma, leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.